Hey there everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jen. I am a reseller on the apps Poshmark and Mercari, and today I have a very human video for you. It's mistakes that I have made on using the apps and selling in general. So if you have followed my journey, you may know that I have been selling for over a year now, but I did this as a hobby and a way to get rid of my plus size clothes. It then turned into selling more and more things and just to help out financially with certain things. So that is where I kind of started. So I don't do this on a full-time basis. I do this very part-time. But I have made a lot of mistakes. So when I first started going to the bins or to Goodwill, I was buying all full price items, and I was buying items that people around here called bread and butter items. If you watch videos, it wasn't really the best move. My margins for profits were not considered, which is something I didn't really know a lot about. So I didn't do a lot of YouTube research. I didn't do any research that I should have. But I knew I was making mistakes pretty quickly. So you can see some of my mistakes in my closet now if you look at my closet, which is jennzygirl, jennzygirl. A lot of older posts I have are listed now for $5. I'm doing a $5 sale. Yes, I know that's crazy, but I am getting rid of things that I do not want to spend the time photographing, redoing, remeasuring, relisting. I know that is crazy, but I'm chalking it up as a loss. Some people are bundling the items and buying them, which is great. And so be it, you know, my loss, your gain, if you are the people buying it, because I made the mistake. So now to remedy that mistake, I don't just pick up anything off the shelf. I'm a lot more picky. If I do shop in the normal Goodwill, I'm looking for specific types of things, not just specific brands, but types. So right now I'm looking for sweaters and jeans because that is really what is selling. The next big mistake I have made was overbuying. If you look at my closet, you can see that I have a lot of listings. Obviously, that is not all of what is available. So not just buying maybe the wrong things, but buying too much. So when I first started, I think I bought too much and maybe too much of the wrong thing. However, it has also worked in my favor because my listings are up there. Definitely a little bit of a mistake and not a mistake. So that is the other thing. The next thing that I have made mistakes on is using the not for sale feature on items. And this actually came to bite me yesterday. When Poshmark did their update for gifting, which if you're not familiar, Poshmark does have a new category called gifting or gifts. Some of my not for sale items all of a sudden became for sale. Most of these items are things that I had sold on another app like Mercari, or they ended up getting damaged out, meaning like something ended up happening and they were like in my original group of listings, and I'm not sure. So I sold something for $7. I know, not like earth-shattering, but I did have to cancel the order because it's no longer something I own or have or that kind of thing. I had to say order, cancel other. I didn't want to say I didn't have the item. I didn't want to say, look, Poshmark, you might want to check your settings. So I will no longer be doing that. I'm going to go through and make sure that all my not for sale items that are actually things that I do not have anymore are gone. Sometimes I will do that, use it as like a draft thing, but not anymore. I'm no longer going to use that. It's just too much of a risk for myself and for the potential buyer because I'm sure I just messed up my algorithm. really badly. The other mistake that I've made is listing things really cheap. Yes, I know I just said that I listed things for $5, but I will not ever list something in my closet anymore for under $10. Why? Because I have a certain profit margin in mind, and people always want to make offers. So I want to always leave some wiggle room. If I price the item under $10, there is no wiggle room. $5 means I get $2.05 profit. Can't even talk today. Profit. And honestly, that is not a profit unless you are getting things for like 25 cents, which even at the bins, you could be paying upwards of $1 for an item depending on the weight. So I'm no longer doing that. Yes, I'm running a $5 sale now, but it's not something I recommend doing. I recommend listing your items around $12, leaving at least a $2 wiggle room for an offer. And if you are willing to take less than that, you know, that is something you need to think about. But I'm just throwing that out there as something that I have dealt with myself. The other mistake I have made is, okay, I did this recently. So I did this when I first started, and that's when Poshmark didn't have a remedy, as much of a remedy for this. And now I did it the other day. When I was packing up an item, 2 items, there were 2 sweaters, I accidentally somehow got the labels mismatched and put one label on one and one on, so they went to the wrong buyer. Poshmark in the past had actually had that buyer send the other buyer their item, but that is not what happened this time. I actually got the first item back. I'm assuming I will get the second item back today. It's stuck somewhere. I'm a little bit mad at myself for being so irresponsible, but the names were very similar. The locations were not similar. So, but it happens. I'm human. I made a mistake. I sell sometimes a lot of things, or I'm in a hurry. But usually what I do to prevent that is I actually have a roll. I usually take a little roll of washi tape, and once I put the item in, I will take and I'll stick on. But what I think happened was the washi tape, I didn't have it, and then I messed things up. But I did this earlier on, and Poshmark used to not have the username. Oh, sorry about that. I felt like I had like a bug in my ear or something. Ugh. They used to not have the name on the label, the username. So that was kind of a bad thing. So I'm glad they've definitely improved that. That was a huge help. So just be careful, be cautious. Yes, it happens. Yes, people make mistakes. And if you are the buyer and you are on that end, just be understanding, especially if your seller is trying to work with you. Sometimes Poshmark takes a while, which in my case did, and I was like, this is kind of irritating. But hopefully, you know, you can get it remedied, and maybe the people will purchase it again. Maybe they won't. I can't, you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to be listing those things in my closet as they come back. The next thing would be dealing with lowball offers. So most people know, don't just decline it, but lately, like, it's been really rough to not do. I got an offer for $8 on a extremely expensive item the other day, and I didn't even want to counter offer, and I declined. I probably shouldn't have. I should have probably just counter offered back to the, you know, a 10% discount off the item. But my recommendation is to do the counter offer, or just let it sit and be done with it. So don't do what I did. I don't know if it really messes up the algorithm, but it's just something to think about. So that would be most of my traumatics that I've had on the app. Also, the other thing I was advised is if somebody is leaving nasty comments on your items, this is something that I have not personally encountered, but I did want to let you know that it is the list of mistakes that people do make. don't just fight back. My suggestion is to, if you can, if it's non-sold listing, to just go ahead and delete the item and relist the item, block that person. If it is a sold item or you don't feel like relisting, you can always report it as spam, and Poshmark should be able to delete it. I wish we could delete comments. That is one thing I really truly wish we could do. Also, just be on guard. That is my other piece of advice, is to just be on guard to others, okay? So maybe this isn't you making the mistake, but buyers also can, I don't want to say make mistakes, but they can be nice and they can be not so nice. And I've had both. I've had both leave weird comments, no one else can see them, but in the love note, not the love notes, but the comment section when they buy something. Just remember, it's not worth trying to go back and fight, but just be on guard, because you don't want that person going back and buying more things from you and causing more drama for you. So consider that in the future. I've only had one person ever really just come back with saying they ruined the garment months later and really wanted a refund. I think I talked about this in another video. I just left it. Obviously, I will not sell to that person again, because I can see that they either have buyer's remorse or maybe they do it frequently and want their money back. I don't know. I don't like to label people in certain ways, but it's just been an experience I've seen. So yeah, I'm human. I make mistakes. I'm on Poshmark to sell. One thing I will say is I know people do cross-posting, and I do too. Just be very cautious when you cross-post, because you can run into a similar situation that I did with my item. I don't even have it anymore, which is why I'm no longer using the not for sale item piece. Because you don't want to run into it where two people are buying an item and you can't sell it to both people. So just be on alert for that as well. I haven't actually had that happen to me, but I know other people have. I hope some of these woes have helped you or will help you. If you've ever had a Poshmark or Mercari woe, or even eBay, I suppose. I hear a lot of things on eBay. Poshmark and Mercari are not quite like eBay though. Please feel free to leave those stories in the comments below. Also, if you are a new subscriber, thank you so much. Or if you haven't subscribed, but hit that little like button and the subscribe button below. That would be totally awesome. And to join us. And just to let you know, if you haven't watched my videos, I will be doing a bunch of holiday videos and hauls. So I know that's not totally thrift relating, but that is just the time of the year, and I always share what I buy and the deals that I get. So thank you again so much, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend into the Thanksgiving holiday. Talk to you soon.